The WWE locker room reportedly frustrated by a Vince McMahon creative change. Plus, an AEW talent has been released, and we have an update on Goldberg turning up at Forbidden Door. It's all in the wrestling news right now. So on Raw, we were supposed to see Seth Rollins and an open challenge. We didn't see it because there was Finn Balor giving him a beating instead. We've heard this. That's what he did.
He did that, didn't he? Which I'm
Some fairs. Now, we had heard earlier in the week that Seth Rollins was supposed to have that open challenge answered by Tommaso Ciampa. Didn't end up happening, and Fightful Select has more.
They certainly do. Internally, the match was listed as TBA versus Seth Rollins, but was changed to have Rollins attacked and Ciampa to face The Miz. We're told that the move was a Vince McMahon move, and all of those originally planned for the match wanted the match to go through as planned. We haven't heard that it was so Ciampa wouldn't lose his first match back, but there was a plan in order that would have been a non-finish. Those backstage said that those around the match were clearly frustrated by the change.
Yeah, I can imagine so, because that's a great way to bring back Ciampa.
Definitely.
And I don't think anything is lost in him not winning. I know you don't want to have him get pinned, but
that's it. I thought it was, personally, I didn't mind the change because I liked him coming back really strong in like a brutal exchange with The Miz. And I like to see that as well. I liked that sort of little story bit got kind of resolved, I guess, with him coming back and being like, I've had enough with you, Miz. It makes him look really strong. A non-finish might have done the same thing as well, but I was personally quite happy to see what we saw on telly on Monday.
Well, some were frustrated, some were like Andrew and Sense and going, actually, the creative here that Vince came up with was indeed better. Ricochet was chatting to Sporf and actually was asked about the Vince McMahon's role in creative, and he said Vince is still involved and Vince is still talked to. He's still someone that everybody looks to, especially with creative. He's got his fingers in everything too. I think if Triple H and everybody in creative is just trying to do the best they can, you bring out the best in who they are. They're trying to work to everyone's strengths. I think that's something that Triple H has always done. They want to grow Raw, SmackDown and NXT as much as possible. They're trying to highlight the strengths of everybody, and I think it's been great so far. Wanted to put that in because obviously yesterday we had the story of Sheamus saying that he was frustrated by the booking of the Brawling Brutes and how stop-start that has been. And I think it's worth pointing out that whenever you hear reports of locker rooms being upset or frustrated, it's never a whole thing. It's always,
and that's it.
Bag.
I think that's it. I think sometimes some people are going to not necessarily be, well, some people are pushed to the wayside a little bit more than others, and I guess that's just how it sort of always has been in wrestling.
Exactly. Interesting that we say that and then we move into our next story, which is regarding a talent from AEW that has been released from their contract.
Yeah, we're talking about Fuego Del Sol, who's been out of action since suffering multiple foot fractures in an SPW match back in February. He's given some bittersweet news as well. He said whilst he is cleared to return, he won't be back in an AEW ring. Del Sol posted online, "Hello world, as of July 1st, my time with All Elite Wrestling will have come to an end and I will officially become a free agent. However, I'm proud to say that I've been cleared to return to the ring from injury and I'm now accepting bookings any and everywhere. I will also look back fondly and cherish the night I got signed and how genuine that moment was. But even though this chapter is coming to a close, this is just the beginning for Fuego Del Sol. At 27 years old, I'm just getting started. I've barely scratched the surface on showing the world just how damn good Fuego Del Sol is."
There's a few who have fallen by the wayside with AEW, and I thought that maybe the dividing up of the rosters in a soft brand split type way would be a chance for guys like your Fuego Del Sols to get more time, but clearly that's not the case. The decision has been made. It's frustrating that he has been on the shelf with an injury, and then they decided that we're not going to renew your deal. There'll be some question marks about the timing of that. I don't know the full timing of that, but I think that Fuego, his signing was a wonderful moment in AEW.
Yeah.
Where they had them actually presenting with the contract mid-ring after his match with Miro.
And then unfortunately, it felt like sort of later on towards the end, I guess, of his AEW run, he was just being fed to big guys. He was just fodder for the big guys so they could squash him and then lead up to their match against whoever they were feuding with at the time. And it felt It felt like they
A
really
jobber to the stars.
Yeah, it really did. But I always feel good for wrestlers when they go, do you know what? I'm going out there. I'm putting myself out there. I'm going to show you how good I really am. And I think sometimes that's the best thing for them to do as well. You know, if they're not feeling fulfilled in the role that they're playing on TV, then go out and do your thing.
We've seen AEW releasing talent that we feel like they didn't fulfill their potential in the same way that we've seen WWE having releasing talent that we never thought they really capitalized on their potential. And as Andrew said there, the joy is with whether it's AEW, whether it's WWE, whether it's Impact, whether it's wherever, it's them, the talent going away and making their own kind of music once again.
Yeah.
And making themselves undeniable once
That's
more.
it. And well, exactly, you said the word there. That's what a certain someone did, didn't they?
Yes, Fuego Del Sol's brother.
Fuego Del Sol's brother. Fuego Del Moon.
Fuego Del Moon. Now, Tony Khan hosted a media call last night ahead of AEW Forbidden Door. If you want to hear the media call, it's on the podcast feed right now. Go and have a little cheeky listen. And lots of things were asked about the world around AEW, the locker room dynamics and CM Punk's return. Tony Khan says has been a positive experience for the last two shows in Chicago. Asked about Kenta's rumored involvement, he refused to comment, but did push how Punk versus Kojima was the match that he wants to see. He was asked about a lack of Stardom involvement in this show, and Tony Khan put it down to the Stardom pay-per-view happening on the same day, but hopes to work with Stardom in the near future. Now, Tony Khan said he was surprised to also see reports about him purchasing Bellator, and says that no conversations have been had to that effect. Now, he hopes as well that for future Forbidden Door events that they can involve more than just New Japan. He says whilst we do have connections with a lot of promotions around the world, there's no connection quite like the one that AEW has with New Japan, despite some of the issues around the CMLL and AAA rivalry that has caused some talent from AEW to not be able to be featured. He was asked about CM Punk possibly having a stake in the AEW company, and Tony Khan said this absolutely was not the case, and whenever Punk is referred to trying to run a business, it was more as a colloquialism rather than literally trying to run a business. Yeah. I think it's important to point out. He was asked, or it did come up in the conversation, about Goldberg, and there had been some rumours around Goldberg in AEW, hadn't there?
Yeah, there had. So he addressed speculation about Goldberg joining AEW. Khan reiterates that he's had some conversations with Goldberg about being part of AEW, but seems to shut down the idea of Goldberg teaming with Sting and Darby Allin this Sunday at Forbidden Door. I think that was sort of doing the rounds online, people being like, hang on a second. Maybe we could see him turn up here and team with Darby Allin and Sting. But yes, Tony Khan kind of shut them down for now, shut those rumours down.
He did, but he didn't. I'm sorry. He said, cool, I can't see Sting and Darby Allin picking Goldberg. See ya. See what you're doing. And you have my attention, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter. I think, okay, right, I know that, we've been lambasted for, we would complain about if Goldberg turned up in WWE. I'm going to say it. If Goldberg turns up in AEW, I think it'd be hilarious.
I think
different energy in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that feels almost as though it's more probable that it's going to happen somewhere down the line. But there you go. Is it something I want to see personally? No, but I know a lot of people most probably do. So you do you, and you enjoy yourselves with Goldberg. Vanity, Goldberg spearing Jericho. Insanity, Suzuki choking out Goldberg. Give me the ladder. Let's do it, you cowards. Let's do it, you cowards. Hey, we'll have more wrestling news for you throughout the day at cultaholic.com, and you can check out Fraser Porter and myself doing live reactions to Forbidden Door on Sunday nights. You can watch the predictions and the 9 pitches for Forbidden Door on the YouTube channel right now, and you can brace your buttocks for what happened at and the AEW TF moments from Forbidden Door as well. Keys.
Love you, bye.